You know, thinking about Gravity Falls only having one holiday episode, and with it being a Halloween episode, which is technically Summerween, it makes me question that if it was willing to have more holiday episodes involving Christmas or Easter or Valentine's Day, but to tell you the truth, it really feels like that the people behind this show wanted to do at least one holiday episode, and they decided to pick Halloween because, to tell you the truth, Halloween feels like the most accurate into doing an episode out of, even when it's not in the October time. All the while just trying to have some kind of consistency in order to have Summerween a holiday that is only exclusive in Gravity Falls. However, I deny that this episode is stupid, because it's not. The concept, even if it may be weird, it doesn't change the fact that that's mainly what Gravity Falls is all about. And if they were planning to do this method of having other holidays being Gravity Falls exclusive by naming them into something else like Halloween to Summerween, I'm not really against those ideas completely. This episode is entertaining, not one of my favorite episodes, but at the same time, it actually showcases the development of Dipper and Mabel's relationship. After Dipper and Mabel are being prepared for Summerween, Zeus tells them about the Summerween Trickster, which didn't really faze Dipper in the slightest, but Mabel, on the other hand, along with her friends, do. Dipper is invited to go to a Summerween party with Wendy and Robbie, which leads to him fake being sick in front of Mabel, and at the same time, trick-or-treating is for kids. Granted, Dipper is a preteen that is reaching to teenage years towards the end of the series, but at the same time, it's mainly towards the end of the series, along with the fact that this is mainly centering around Dipper's relationship with Mabel. 4 years ago in 2019, I addressed on a website that Halloween is mainly a glorified holiday for kids. And to be perfectly real with you, I was thinking about not relating to Dipper whatsoever, since that I wouldn't act this way when I was his age. But thinking about it more, it really feels like it's somewhat natural for a character like Dipper to feel in this scenario, knowing how Halloween just isn't the same as it was once you get older and older. And since that Mabel desperately wants to spend Halloween with her brother, because she knows full well that they're not going to have any more Halloweens, or in this case Summerween, which is the same holiday just with a different name and a different season, I really felt like that Mabel struggles in this, especially since that she wants to spend Summerween with her brother, is an indication that I actually relate to her a lot more in comparison to Dipper. Since I managed to watch the entire series, even if it took me a year and a half, I can instantly see the relatability involving Mabel, considering that it's difficult for her to move forward while Dipper manages to move forward. Granted, it may not be in the same way when it comes to his crush towards Wendy, but that's a different story. Whenever I think about these two characters, especially in an episode that centers around Halloween or Summerween, I can instantly tell that Mabel desperately wants to have a lot of fun while she is a kid. Granted, she's a preteen, but at the same time still a kid. And yes, I understand that teenagers from 13 to 17 are technically children still, but at the same time, some of them can mature a lot more better, and for me personally, whenever I see Mabel becoming a teenager after the events of this show, she's going to have a difficult time moving forward, which isn't really a bad thing considering that I've experienced her development in the final episodes of Season 2, and I can actually appreciate her character just as much as Dipper's development. And with them, along with Mabel's friends working together in order to get 500 treats for the Summerween Trickster, it really feels like everything is gift-wrapped for Mabel, while Dipper always deals with obstacles whenever it centers around his obsession with Wendy. To tell you the truth, it really feels like that you wanted to side with Mabel, considering that in this episode she's actually a lot more relatable than Dipple. But at the same time, Dipple is always dealing with the struggles of going trick-or-treating when he's forced to. And believe me, if he wasn't being forced and he's willing to be nice with Mabel, then I'm pretty sure it would still be difficult for him to get into the Halloween spirit or Summerween spirit. Before we get into the Summerween Trickster, let's get into the subplot involving Uncle Stan trying to scare two boys who are fearless of anything he tries. And to tell you the truth, knowing forward that there are actual little kids who are fearless, who watched countless of scary movies, it really shows that this is somewhat realistic, and it's honestly humorous that Uncle Stan is trying, and the only way for him to actually scare two boys is nudity, where he accidentally dropped his rope while before heading into the bathtub, which scares the two boys. In all honesty, if this was mainly unintentional on Uncle Stan's part in other episodes, then I have to tell you, this is pretty much the best one out of all of them. And the fact that he manages to win over two boys who are fearless is really saying something, that he is a natural treasure. And I have yet to talk about him more once I get into more episodes from this show when I get the chance. When the Summerween Trickster manages to capture the main characters, he's made out of user candy, mainly one of the most unpopular candies that people threw away because they didn't prefer them over the better candy. And to tell you the truth, knowing full well that he is doing all this for revenge is somewhat saying something, because I may not be into older candy, even if I may eat a few, but I can instantly tell where the Summerween Trickster is coming from, and he wants vengeance over children who aren't eating the loser candy. You know, I don't know if this is true if people dump out candy that isn't popular, but if it really is, then this will probably give kids nightmares if they're willing to throw out candy that they don't enjoy. Like, I at least eat all my Halloween candy, even for best towards the worst. And to tell you the truth, if I actually did watch this episode, it doesn't change the fact that I was 14 at the time when this episode's released, but believe me when I say this, I will probably not let the Summerween Trickster haunt me if I threw away any unpopular candy. You know, as much as the Summerween Trickster desperately wants that candy to eat them, I also found it really convincing that if he figured out that Dipper accidentally threw the candy into the river, he isn't thanking him for putting the popular candy into dissolve use, mainly making them uneatable in comparison to throwing them in the dump. Because to be perfectly real with you, throwing candy in the river, even if it was unintentional on Dipper's part, just makes the candy a lot more uneatable in comparison to throwing away unpopular candy to the dump. Then again, his demise is mainly Seuss, who he ate, eats all the candy inside. In all honesty, it's disgusting, but at the same time, Seuss is also a character that is somewhat of a natural treasure like Uncle Stan, but at the same time, he instantly just made the situation disappear just by eating the candy inside of the Summerween Trickster. The ending showcases Dipper and Mabel reconcile, while Wendy told Dipper that the party was lame and Robbie got sick after licking a lollipop. In all honesty, knowing forward that I'm getting close to talking about 3 love interests involving Dipper in the future, there's going to be a reason onto why it's going to be a 3-way video involving 3 episodes. Because one of the episodes that were considered bad by the fanbase was originally part of my list of Cartoon Crisis 3 videos, but after watching that episode, I didn't hate it, nor found it frustrating as much as other people's opinions on it. Believe me, when the time has come, that video will probably make you more surprised, or at the same time more confused on what my perspective is when it comes to the 3 love interests that Dipper has in the show. Granted, they're not where love interest is when it comes to shippers, but at the same time, that's how I see it when it comes to how Season 2 really felt like a middle season at most, but at the same time, still a final season since that the creator ditched the third season. When the time is right, when it comes to that video being released early or next year possibly, it's going to be an unexpected video for me, but at the same time, most projects are really unexpected for me. This episode is good, and I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. Not one of my favorites, but at the same time, still good to watch through the Halloween season, even if it's called Summerween. I'm giving this episode a 7 out of 10.